today. We are live on Monday. It's January 17th, and we have a coach today that I'm so excited. She's had a very, very busy weekend. She ran a half marathon yesterday, and then now she's doing this little thing called the National Wake Up Call. So it's like huge for her. You guys, she has been coaching a little over 3 years. I think in June it'll be 4 years. Is that right? Give me a thumbs up, Tori. I see you backstage there. Okay. She's a 4-time elite coach, and get this, she just ended 2021 as an elite coach. We call them 2022 elite coaches, ranked number 15 in all the network. I'm so excited for her. She is also a 10-star diamond coach, and she has hit Success Club 45 months in a row. If you do the math, that's all the months that she's been here. What I love most about her is her team name is Embracing the Chaos, okay? Which is just absolutely perfect for me this morning. She's from Walker, Louisiana. You guys, please welcome Tori Achord. Hello, Tori.
Hi.
So you ran a half marathon yesterday. How do you feel today? Like you could do anything, right?
Yeah, just a little sore, but I mean, let's do this, right?
Let's do this. Now, you told me that you signed up on one date and then you became a coach on another date. So are you saying you signed up as a customer, or you signed up as a coach and really didn't do anything and then you really signed up as a coach?
Yes, I signed up as a coach. Well, I didn't sign up as a coach at first, but then drank 1 month of Shakeology and was like, I have to have this in my life every day. And so I did sign up as a coach because I knew I would get the discounts on the products. And I basically was told for 1.5 years that I should coach, and I just kept saying no.
Well, welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, in the 3.5 years, was there a moment in time where this kind of clicked for you, like your business started to take off?
Yes. So I feel like anytime that question is asked, the first thing I think of is Summit. I'm like, oh, it's Summit. But the more I kind of think about it or thought on it, it was like Summit was a pivotal moment for my mindset. Going to Summit, going to that live event made me realize that this is real. This is a real opportunity. People are really making an income doing it. Because if I'm being honest, I was kind of like, what is this? And so I realized that this is definitely a real opportunity. And going to Summit shifted my mindset because I realized that while we're all unique and we're all different, there was nothing different than me and the 1,000 of women sitting around me, meaning if they could all do it, why not me? But my pivotal moment in like my business of when I really like my business launched and took off is 100% when I came home from Summit and just started taking action. I let go of the excuse that I'm too busy. I let go of the fear that someone might avoid me in the grocery store, because that was a real fear of mine. I let go of the what ifs, like what if this doesn't work, or what if I fail? I let go of all of that. And I really just leaned into taking action, with the number one thing being inviting. I invited like all the time. It was all I thought about. It was like, who could I invite? If someone was liking my post or commenting on my stuff or viewing my stories, they got an invitation from me. And so definitely that is the big moment for my business of when it took off, was when I just put everything behind me and started inviting.
Excellent. And today is January 17th, and maybe some people just haven't gotten it all together yet. Keyshawn mentioned something earlier. What is stopping you from starting? Are people still in a fog from the new year? I mean, I said Happy New Year to somebody yesterday, and they said, no, you can't say Happy New Year on the 16th. I was like, okay, so we're in this year, and a lot is coming at coaches. And I think that you said you just take action, but some new coaches feel like they're taking action on what? Like they feel like they're moving and busy, but nothing is really gaining traction. So why don't you go ahead into your topic and tell the audience what your topic is, why it's personal to you as well.
Okay. So I love this topic when Sandy and I were talking about it, and just about reducing that overwhelming feeling, or like that overload feeling. And especially if you're a newer coach or you're helping a newer coach. So I think about when I hit the ground running 3.5 years ago. There was a lot I did not know. And I just felt that my time, though, was better served taking action. Like, I could watch all the training videos I wanted and get on all the Teams calls I wanted, but I really didn't have the time to do that. So when I did have time, I needed to take action, because at the time I was a speech therapist. I was also a rehab director. So I was working 40 plus hours a week. I had a 1-year-old. I have my husband at the time, I think either had 2 or 3 jobs. And we were just really busy people, and we still are. We're super busy people. There's just always something going on. And so the number one question I would get then and still today is, how do you juggle it all? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. You just do. You just go. You just take action. You just do. But honestly, when I stop and think about it, it's just doing the simple things, knowing what's coming at me, looking ahead of the months, but like focusing on the now, and being prepared and handling what I can handle now. So with my newer coaches, I think about that often. And I just want to give you an example of how green I was. I was the person at Summit who asked who Carl Deichler was. I know who he is now. That's all that matters. But that's how green I was. But what I did know, and this is where I start with all of my coaches, is that I knew that in order to help fulfill our company's mission of, helping people live that healthy, fulfilling life, and in order to grow this business, I needed to be hitting Success Club. I needed to help 3 people a month. And so that's what I did when I first came home from Summit. I wrote on a sticky note, I will help 5 people a month, because I wanted to, up it. I wanted to hit Success Club 10. And I hung that sticky note on my bathroom mirror. And honestly, Sandy, if we wouldn't have moved, I would probably still have that sticky note on my bathroom mirror. I left it up because I thought, I want to wake up every morning and I want to see that. And so while there are 1,000 places we could start when helping newer coaches, that's where I start. And I keep it so simple that I don't even know if I actually mention the word Success Club. I simply tell newer coaches, and even people that I see the potential of coaching in, and maybe they don't see it yet, I tell them, I want you to go grab a friend, because I want you to have like that extra accountability within we call it boot camp. So within our boot camp. And I even go as far as to not when I say go grab a friend, it's a voice memo, and I'm telling them, I want you to go grab a friend, and I give them examples, because sometimes go grab a friend can be really broad. I want to give them direct examples where they start thinking of people in their head. So I'm like, go grab your coworker, go grab your sister, your mom, your mother-in-law, your neighbor, your best friend from high school. I mean, when I'm saying this voice memo, I wanted light bulbs to start going off in their heads, so that they know, oh yeah, okay, maybe I could invite her, I could invite her. And when working with them, I work very closely with them to help them get that first sign up. So for example, I might be giving them examples of posts that they could make, or things they could talk about in their stories, and definitely give them examples of ways that they could send that first invite. In our team page, we even have, as far as a PDF that shows them exactly how to use Share a Cart, just to, again, keep it simple. I don't want it to be this scary thing, because it's not. We are simply getting friends to do this with us. And so that's where I keep it super simple for them. And once they've got that friend and we've got that first sign up, first off, we are celebrating, and it is the best day ever. And then I'm like, okay, now I want you to go grab another friend, because now you're going to hit Emerald. And that's basically how I build up on it. And once I get that second friend, I'm like, okay, this month, girl, you are locking Success Club. And they're like, what? And I'm like, let me explain it. So I'm very much a teach as we go, or teach as you grow kind of coach. But that's how I learned. And it avoids that overwhelm of all the information, because there are a lot of things that we can learn in this business. And that's what I love about it. But I think giving those little tidbits of information keeps them from getting overwhelmed. So, but when it comes to my calendar and it comes to Success Club, I heard this once and it has stuck with me since. Success Club 5 by the 5th and Success Club 10 by the 10th. And I love that because it's a goal and there's a date. And I feel like when there's a goal, you have to set a goal, but when there's a date attached to it, you're going to take more purposeful action versus like that. You know, if you think you have all month to hit Success Club, which we do, but you're like going to be more laid back. And so I love that. And I teach that to my coaches too. Does it happen every month? Well, no. I mean, we set goals and we miss them sometimes, but having those dates on the calendar like that is going to help them take action quicker. Not to mention, it just gives them that, okay, the beginning of the month, I am inviting, and that's what I'm going to do. And so, oh my gosh, I'm kind of dry throat from the run. Okay, so that's how I do it. And I think it just keeps it simple and it gives you a goal. Plus, I love the idea of hitting Success Club at the beginning of the month because then it gives me the second half of the month to really pour into my challengers, into my newer coaches or my potential coaches, because I've checked Success Club off. I've got that, off, and or even pour into my bod group. And so when I think of reducing overload for newer coaches, bod group is another thing that really comes to my mind because it's going to surprise some people, but I actually don't require my newer coaches to run their own bod group. I actually like them to co-host their first group or two with me. When I first started, and like I said, when I'm working with newer coaches, I always think about how I first started. And so when I first started, I was so busy. And so it wasn't a strategic thing I did, but I ran my groups with other coaches or with other girls in my group that I thought could be potential coaches. And we would take turns. So it would look maybe like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would post something in the group or I would do a live group. And then maybe someone would have Tuesdays that they would do. And then another person would have Thursdays. And it just took off that pressure of having to run an entire month-long group by themselves. Because while it doesn't seem scary to some people, to other people, the idea of running their very own bod group, I feel like will make them take a back seat and they will miss this opportunity of being a coach. So at the same time, though, if they want to run their bod group for the first month, I am here for it. I support them and I encourage them. But as weird as it sounds, I actually really like them to stick with me because in the beginning, it takes that pressure off and they can focus more on their own journey, because I want them to crush their own journey. They can focus on finding other people to do this with them, AKA hitting Success Club, and they can just continue to learn without that one, added pressure of a bod group. So if I can take that off of them, I want to take it off of them. And with my bod group, something that I have found, I've been doing this now for the last almost 2 years, is I start my bod group on the second Monday of every month. It doesn't matter what new program is launching. It doesn't matter what holiday is coming up. The second Monday of every month is when I'm starting my bod group. And I think this has been something really good for my newer coaches, my challengers. It's just that consistency. And so it takes out the guessing, because I remember my first year of coaching, I would overthink it sometimes, like, what day is the best day to start the group, with the holidays coming, or maybe this new program. So like, I just took that out, and it's simple. The second Monday of every month, that's when my boot camp starts. And I feel like it allows you to kind of break the month up. And it helps my newer coaches, because I tell them they can go right now and circle the second Monday of every month. And then when looking at their calendar, they know that from the first leading up to that date that we're going to start our bod group, they are inviting. There's no questions about it. They're inviting to that bod group. So I feel like it kind of also takes the guessing out of like, well, what am I posting about today? Well, we're in the beginning of the month. So you're posting about that bod group, you're posting about that start date, and it's going to help you with hitting Success Club. So I feel like that has worked great for us. And no one's complained yet, so we keep on doing it. But like, again, like I said, it doesn't matter when the launch is of a new program. We start the second Monday of every month, because I know that's kind of the big thing that we were talking about, is that how to reduce that overload feeling or that overwhelm feeling when we've got multiple new things rolling out at one time. So the first thing that I have done this year is I have made it a monthly plan. At the beginning of every month, the first thing I'm going to do is go right there in my coach office. I am going to save that monthly calendar. If you have not seen it yet, after this call, go look at it. It's beautiful. It has everything that is happening this month, and it has all the new upcoming things coming up. So it is my plan at the beginning of every month to put that right there on my team page, so that they can see exactly, oh, look, there it is. So they can see exactly what is going on this month. What launches do we have? And then the second page shows you even the upcoming new launches or upcoming new things that we have. And I think that just kind of like takes away that the surprise, right? So they can easily see what's coming up. But the main thing I want to say is that with all the new things rolling out, what I've learned is I feel that my newer coaches and even my challengers, they're going to feed off my energy. So I remember it was like last summer or last fall when we had all the new things rolling out. It was like 645, body, the bike, the PC accounts. I mean, just multiple things. Like my head started to spin over the amount of questions I was getting from my newer coaches. And I just had a moment where I was like, okay, no, we are not going to get overwhelmed. We are not going to let all the new things overwhelm us. And so I just feel like as leaders and as coaches, like we set the pace. So being excited about new programs is part of our job, and I like to look at new programs, new launches as like little promises almost from our company. Because they're opportunities for us to reach more people, and for us to kind of even like launch our business and just have fun new things to talk about. So, but when it comes to the newer programs and the newer launches, I feel like I always like to have a plan, and then I like to share that with my newer coaches. We share a lot. I think collaboration is huge when it comes to this business and just having fun with it. So I always create a plan, and then I share it with my coaches. And so the one little thing that I'd wanted to share today about what I have personally done or what I like to do when it comes to new programs is that, so last year when 645 was rolling out, I purposely did 6 weeks of the work before 645 launched, because I wanted to be showing up in my stories every day, talking about this program I was loving, and then getting the opportunity to talk about how this trainer was having a brand new program come out next month and who was going to do it with me. So, and I feel like it worked really well. I want to say that my new coaches, they don't have to do what I'm doing, right? They don't have to follow the same plan. I just think it helps them to give them a plan though. And at the same time, I tell them, if they are rocking their current program or loving their current program, then stick with it. I think that goes for all of us in this business. We have to do whatever is serving us physically and mentally, because when you are loving your program, when you are having fun in your body group or just having fun in general, your energy is going to be high. So then you're going to show up on social media with that high energy, and that's what people want to join. And so that's how we're going to, reach more people and help more people. So I think that is a big thing that I talk about too, is doing what serves you, doing the program that serves you, but knowing what is coming and knowing what we have new to offer. For example, like Keyshawn was just talking about, To Be Pregnant just launched. I am stoked about this. I am so excited that we have this new tool in our toolkit to be able to help these mamas. Am I doing it right now? Well, no, I'm not pregnant, but I still want to talk about it. I still want to show it to people, in my stories, because I want people to know that we have this, and so that I have the opportunity to help them. And so I just think that's a big one, of knowing what is coming and what new things we have, whether or not you do them or not. And then the last thing I want to say, and then I promise I'll get off my soapbox, is that it's really important. I think something that I have seen is that when we have the new programs and we have the new launches, sometimes life happens and you get wrapped up and you feel like, oh my gosh, I had all these plans right before this program launched to talk about it and to do the sample, and well, now the launch is here and I missed it, right? I'm sure you have either one, felt this way before, or two, you have had another coach tell you this. I am a firm believer in, like, you have not missed anything. Like, you set the pace. And so even with job one, if you didn't get to talk about it or, launch it like you wanted to, well, we'll do it now. Take action now. Make this week your launch week. People don't really know exact launch dates. And so I just know that sometimes people are like, oh, I missed it. And I'm just like, no, you did not miss it. You get to pick when that launch date is. You could choose right now, today, that next Monday is your launch date for job one, and you are going to show up in your stories every single day this week, pumped up and talking about job one, and then launch it next Monday. So that's another thing with launches, I feel like, is that don't ever feel like you missed it. Take action and make it work for now. Okay, I'm sorry, Sandy. I was like, I'm going to end up talking a whole lot, but I was trying to.
Not at all. Are you kidding? The Facebook is blowing up. So, you said something really interesting at the beginning, and that's you wanted to take the guesswork out, So you have this very fine line, okay? You want to take the guesswork out, so you want to let people know what's coming, but then you let people know what's coming and they get overwhelmed with so much is coming. So it's just this, why don't you take a drink? Because I feel like you ran a half marathon yesterday. You need so much water. But I was trying to pull up the calendar because the calendar is not meant to overwhelm people. In fact, it was a request from so many coaches that they get a sense of what is coming. And that is so that you stay in front of it. You stay in control. So you may not have to act on everything, but you should at least be aware of everything. And so what you're doing, which is brilliant, is you're creating a calendar that kind of categorizes what's coming when, so that you can stay in control. I'm just wanting to share with everybody that monthly calendar that now comes in your monthly newsletter, the Coach monthly newsletter, and it's also in the Coach office. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Here it is. Okay, so I want to share my screen, and you can also speak to it if you'd like. Let's see. So this is the calendar that comes for each month, and then lo and behold, you scroll down and it shows you what's coming up in February and March. So we do have like a 90-day lookout. Anything you want to say about that, Tori?
Yeah, I was going to say, and I love it because, I'm just a big believer in, like you said, staying in front, know what's coming, but at the same time, it's not meant to overwhelm us. We still have to focus on the now, and live right now and do what we can do now. But I love it because you can easily glance and see that in March, we've got 4-week gut protocol coming out. Well, that kind of gives me a mind or an idea of what I want to do in February. That means that, like, in February, I'm going to be talking a lot about nutrition, or maybe showing up on my stories asking who else has, trouble with their gut. And in order to lead up to, well, look what we have coming out. So I love it. And what my favorite thing is, Sandy, is that it's all right here now. it's all in like one place. So I don't need to worry about going to search an FAQ and then trying to find things. It's all right there in one place, which makes it simple. And I love that. Love it.
And it also makes it duplicatable. So it's like if you're a new coach and you just signed on a new coach and you don't know all the dates, like you said. So just point them to this calendar and say, okay, these are the company launch dates. But then us as a team, we have our bod groups. We have, the other things that we find matters to our team. We load them onto our calendar. So I appreciate you so much in simplifying what can be an overwhelming time for coaches. So were you done with the topic and we go to the final question?
Sorry, I probably talked really fast. I tried to keep it slow. I talk really fast.
You did a great job. Thank you. So your superpower, okay? So over the course of 3.5 years, you have developed a superpower, and I'd like you to talk about it with the audience.
Okay, yes. So I feel like when I first think of a superpower, I'm like, oh, it's the fact that I always want to do more or, help more or be more, just like, what can I do? But I know I have a friend right now watching this call and she's like, no way. Your superpower is the fact that you take action. And she tells me this all the time. And honestly, it is the truth. It's the fact that I just take action. I don't overanalyze the situation. I don't overthink something. I just do. And a lot of that comes from I didn't really have the time to overanalyze or overthink things. I had to really work in pockets of time and really just take advantage of any time that I had. And so I'm telling you, if you were watching this right now and you were someone that you find yourself, sometimes either in that analysis paralysis or just overthinking things, just do. That is my thing. Just take action, write it on the calendar. And then like for events coming up, I know like when we have the next Super Saturday, like I challenge you, just put it on your calendar and just do it. Even if you only have 1 or 2 people show up, it's going to be a great event. I mean, that's kind of how I ran a half marathon yesterday. I just put it on my calendar and just did. And so also is the thing is like, when we're on a call, maybe with other leaders or we're talking about things and I have another coach tell me, oh, Tori, you know what you should do? Well, when I get off the call, I do it. I just do it. I don't overthink it. I think we are our own worst enemies sometimes by getting in our heads. And so I will say 100% just taking action is my superpower. It just doing the invites, doing the basic things, and knowing what, the top priority is on my list that I need to get done that day.
So take some action. It doesn't have to be like massive action. Just start taking some action. Okay.
Just do one thing and then the next thing comes and then the next thing comes. You just go.
Yeah. Yeah, it builds on each other. I mean, there's no sense in trying to do it all and getting overwhelmed and then paralyzed. And I'm so appreciative. You were the perfect person for this topic. So it all came together. Thank you so much, Tori. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you.
On the half marathon. If you can, go over to that TBB, the Coach 411 Facebook page. People are asking about your Share a Cart PDF. People are asking about your calendar, and just answer some questions. That would be great for the audience. So yes, thanks, Ben. And we take you out of that live stream. Bye-bye. It's another Monday, and so many people still say, oh, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start then. I'm going to start now. What Tori is showing is don't even think about making it so ceremonious. Just start. Just take action. If you got anything out of this morning's call with Tori, it is that it can be messy. It can be chaotic. But you know what? Sort through all of that mess, simplify it for your new coaches, and take action. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you here next week. Bye-bye.